What's going on, family? I'm Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. I want to continue to examine 100 years of world championship fights. September 18th, 1953. Canastota welterweight, onion farmer, bona fide contender, Carmen Basilio would lose 15 rounds in a split decision over the world welterweight champion Cuban Hawk, Kid Gavilan. The fight was at the War Memorial Auditorium in Syracuse, New York. And a 5-1 favorite, Kid Gavilan, was dropped in his second round for a 9 count in front of 6,440 spectators who paid $74,317 to witness their hometown hero, Carmen Basilio. He would take a bolo body punching beating from this phenomenal welterweight. Now in the 10th round, it looked like Carmen would make it. But no one knows the resilience of Carmen Basilio better than his hometown crowd. Now, I had the pleasure of meeting Carmen Basilio, and I can tell you personally, at the age that I met Carmen Basilio, you can pretty much tell how he was as a younger man. Give you a handshake, and it was like placing your hand into a vice grip. He had a very tough way about him. No nonsense is an understatement. And Carmen Basilio was something else. Gavilan would earn $34,000. It's for television and proceeds. Basilio would earn $17,000 for television and proceeds. But that would not be the last you would hear of Carmen Basilio. He would go on to do bigger and better things. Fights with Saxon and DeMarco, Ray Robinson, Gene Foreman. Hell of a fighter was Carmen Basilio. As well was Kid Gavilan. Wednesday, October 21st, 1953. Hawaii's number 1 ranked middleweight. He was a bona fide contender. It was called BoBo Olson. He becomes the world middleweight champion when he defeated former world middleweight champion Randy Turpin, New York's Madison Square Garden. Referee was Al Burrell. Counts out Turpin. He was dropped in the 9th round. He was scheduled for 10. It was a couple of weeks before the fight. Adele Daniels accuses Turpin of assault. Robinson's vacant belt was on the line. Ray Robinson would retire when he would lose to Joey Maxim, New York's Yankee Stadium, 1952. Robinson tried to challenge for the light heavyweight championship belt against Joey Maxim. And he would collapse from heat exhaustion. Close to 108 degrees heat. Referee Ruby Goldstein had to be replaced by Ray Miller. So Ray would retire and go into show business. The middleweight championship belt would go up for auction. It would become a tournament where both Randy Turpin and BoBo Olson would be left standing. Randy Turpin, after trying a shot at the title over Ray Robinson without success, would finally become the brand new middleweight champion of the world. Randy Turpin was 25 years old. He stood 5'9.5". He weighed 157 pounds. He had a 74.5-inch reach. Walked into the ring with a record of 49 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, and 33 knockouts. BoBo Olson was also 25 years old. He stood 5'10.5". He weighed 159 pounds. He had a 70-inch reach and had a record of 58 wins, 6 losses, and 29 knockouts. Now also was in a ring with Gene Hairston, Garth Panther, and Patty Young. Randy Turpin was in a ring with Charlie Hums, Don Carcal, and Walter Carter. All very fine fighters. But this fight would take place on a Wednesday night, October 21st, 1953.
Slow on the brake. The end of round 13, which I called even, are Carmen Basilio's co-manager. She has no trainer. Round 14. You can see that Basilio is now adapting a more squared-away stance. Because his left eye is swollen nearly shut, the challenger is forced to swing his head and shoulders around in order to see out of the right eye.
Now we're looking at Kid Gavilan to your left and Carmen Basilio to your right.
Basilio misses a right counter. Both men are tired, trying to make every punch count as we come to the final 2 rounds of this bout for the world's welterweight crown. There have been no knockdowns since the second round, when a left hook by Basilio put the champion on the deck for a 9 count. Scoring with short rights to the head. He was pummeling the ear area. Gavilan moving in, takes a left to the body, and Basilio ties him up. The champion again coming back strong, but Basilio still dangerous. Watch Carmen's right. Now Gavilan with a left hook gets inside a left by the challenger. Basilio missed with that counter as he went to the ropes. Again, the challenger is back to the ropes. Gavilan moving in and pummeling the body. Noticeably stronger champion, Kid Gavilan in white trunks, again forces his man to the ropes. So far in this round, Basilio has been backed against 3 sets of strands. Tito Medina. Outside the ropes is Angel Lopez, manager. El Gavilan, the Hawk, is named after a restaurant in Havana, owned by a former manager. The fighter's real name is Gerardo Gonzalez. Watch the champion, and you'll see him throwing nothing but lefts here in the opening moments of round 15. The final round of a title bout for the world's welterweight title.
Now the reason why Gavilan is going to be throwing a lot of lefts is because Carmen Basilio's eye is swollen.
A crowd of near sellout proportions in War Memorial Auditorium, Syracuse, is solidly behind Carmen Basilio, the challenger from nearby Canastota. They expect to see a new champion crowned here tonight. If has been a close fight. So far, I've got 6 rounds for Gavilan, 6 for Basilio, and 2 even. Gavilan still relying on his left and trying to avoid Basilio's left. The hand that brought the champion to the deck in round 2 for the 2nd time in his career. Can he pull this one out? This round should tell the story. The Heat has had a rough evening.
Carmen Basilio is dangerous at any time of his career. He's always been dangerous. Outstanding fighter was Carmen Basilio. Very hard puncher.
Basilio tries a left and a right. They both miss. Now Gavilan is landing those lefts as he snaps Basilio's head back.
Great jab by Carmen, Kid Gavilan, excuse me.
Champion, crowned here tonight. It's been a close fight. So far, I've got 6 rounds for Gavilan, 6 for Basilio, and 2 even. Gavilan still relying on his left and trying to avoid Basilio's left. The hand that brought the champion to the deck in round 2 for the 2nd time in his career. Can he pull this one out? This round should tell the story. The Heat has had a rough evening.
Good jab by Kid Gavilan.
Basilio tries a left and a right. They both miss. Now Gavilan is landing those lefts as he snaps Basilio's head back.
Oh, great fight between these two men. Carmen Basilio never stopped trying. He's dangerous either way. Kid Gavilan. Beautiful display of boxing.
A sweeping left by Basilio misses as Gavilan continues firing those staccato lefts. Gavilan wants to work on Carmen's swollen eye and injured nose. The champion moving well now, apparently full of confidence. A flurry, but neither man is landing solidly. Basilio's tired, but Gavilan seems to have found his 2nd win. He's moving well and looks even better compared with a waning challenger. Basilio trying one last flurry, missing, and being pushed into a corner in the final seconds of the round. And there's the bell. You can get a good look now at Basilio's left eye. It's nearly closed. The gloves are cut from Gavilan's hands. Basilio's happy. He thinks he won the fight. So does Judge Jack Kimball, a local official, who tapped in for the challenger. 7 rounds to 5 with 3 even. Judge Harold Barnes scored it 7-6-2 for Gavilan. Referee George Walsh, 8-6-1 in favor of Gavilan. So the winner and still welterweight champion of the world is Kid Gavilan.
Olson is in the ring at the right. There's Turpin getting in at the left. The referee, Al Burrow. Olson was beaten twice by Ray Robinson. Turpin gave Robinson all kinds of trouble. Is BoBo tough enough for this Englishman? Olson committed 159.5 earlier today, and it's hard to believe he's this trim. When he first tried boxing in Hawaii, he was a fat little 185-pounder who could eat you out of house and home.
Good jab by Randy Turpin. Randy Turpin is has the white shorts
Turpin
and
comes real tough. When he was a kid, he
Poor
made a
BoBo
living
Olson
by
has
going
blue
around
trunks.
to carnivals and taking on the strongest man in the house. The English call it booth fighting. Actually, it's just saloon brawling for money. Terrific hook, hurts Olson. He's good and shaky. Turpin, you can get it all right here. See how Olson ducked off to the side. He does everything that way. He never faces you square. It's confusing, but Turpin doesn't care. He seems way stronger.
These two men are facing one another for the middleweight championship belt that was vacated by Ray Robinson, 1952.
Turpin throws when he's off balance, but this guy is so strong that he still can hurt you. Talks to Olson. They can tell a fighter many things between rounds. What to look for, how to cover up your mistakes, what to work on, and your pacing. See Turpin pull away from punches. That's no way to do it. You're giving it to him good now, Randy. But if you keep pulling away like that, you're gonna have a mess for a face. I don't know if I've ever seen a stronger middleweight than Turpin. Look at the guy. He's got a back on him like a light heavyweight.
Referee's elbow.
Turpin ducked almost to the floor then. I got nothing against that. If you're gonna get low, don't do it halfway.
Great defensive skills
Go to the body,
by Randy
BoBo.
Turpin.
He's rolling with those headshots. Stick him downstairs.
He needs to keep his hands up.
Target.
He needs to keep his hands up.
Right to the body. Less than 10 seconds in this round. Don't even try and get up, Randy. They can't count you out. He seems to know where he is. Referee helping him up. This is for the title. Go in there and take your best shot at this guy. You gotta go all the way. Inside, Turpin. You have to flatten this guy to win. Turpin on the ropes again. What can the guy be thinking about? He's blown any chance he could have had. There you go. That does it. Now they can take time out to be friends. You always are after you finish trying to kill a guy. Johnny Addy letting them know that. Olson's the champ. He won it way off. And he won it the way a champion should. Right now for this fight anyway, I've got to say, Olson is as good a middleweight as you're gonna run into.
Now, Carl BoBo Olson was really a tough guy. He really had a heart of a lion. He would move up from the middleweight division to the light heavyweight division and take on the light heavyweight king, Archie Moorr. Now, that didn't go well for Carl BoBo Olson. He'd be stopped within 3. But Archie Moorr would remind everyone that the skill set that he would have under his belt took quite some time to master. Let's take a look at that fight between Carl BoBo Olson and Archie Moorr.
BoBo Olson is inhaling the salt air at Asbury Park, New Jersey. With 12 years of youth going for him and no weight problems, the middleweight champion concentrates on getting as sharp as possible for his date with Archie Moorr. Olson is one of the best ring mechanics of the day, and he's noted for his stamina, something a 175-pound Moorr may lack. A lot of experts rate this fight a toss-up. Both men are top boxers. Both can hit hard. Both will be all out all the way in the Polo Grounds. Let's hear what the challenger has to say as he talks with the IBC's Ben Bentley.
Here you are entering your final phase of training for your title bout with Archie Moorr at the Polo Grounds, June 22nd. And at this point in your training session, how do you think your chances are against Moorr?
Well, Ben, I think they're very good. I'm in top shape now, and I'll try my best like I do in all my fights.
You know, when you fought Joey Maxim, you had Maxim on the canvas twice, and that sort of surprised the boxing world of your punching prowess. How do you feel you'll do against Moorr, or should I say, do you think you can do the same thing against Archie Moorr?
Well, Moorr is a different type of fighter. He's I think, a better fighter, and he's very smart, and I don't think he'll give me much opportunity to catch him with good punches. But if he does, I'll be sure
he's gone.
He'll go if I catch him right.
Yeah, wonderful. Say, at this point in your training setup, have you followed a certain plan of attack that you plan to use against Archie Moorr?
Well, I have 2 sparring partners that fight something like Archie Moorr, and they've put me in very good shape.
But is there any particular style, that you're going to use against Archie Moorr?
Well, no, not right at the moment. I'll think of what I'll do when I get in there with Moorr as the rounds continue.
BoBo, tell me, have you any long-range plans beyond the Archie Moorr fight? Is there any other fight that you're seeking after you fight Moorr, or should I say after you are successful against Archie Moorr?
Well, Ben, if I beat Archie Moorr in my next fight, I'd like to challenge Rocky Marciano for the heavyweight title.
Moorr trying to back Archie into a corner, but Moorr, wise in the ways of the ring wars, slips a lot of punches and holds on. Moorr won the world's light heavyweight championship from another great boxer, Joey Maxim, in 1952. Olson won the middleweight title 2 years ago from Randy Turpin. Olson fighting a careful fight against Moorr. Moorr gets off a flurry of left uppercuts in close, and those punches hurt Olson. Tonight, BoBo Olson is trying to become the second man ever to hold both the light heavyweight title and the middleweight title, since the 2 titles were held by Bob Fitzsimmons, although not simultaneously, over a half a century ago. Now Moorr gets Olson against the ropes, and Archie's quick hand score with a short left. Another left, and Olson is down. BoBo valiantly struggles to clear the cobweb as he vainly attempts to get to his feet.
training?
Well, Charlie's pretty good so far. We've been working here about 2 weeks, and since we came from Las Vegas, we moved right along because I think that fight with Valdez, the 15 rounds out of my belt, put in pretty fair condition to start training for this fight, which I know would be probably a bit harder than the Valdez fight due to the style of Olson.
Do you think the boy at 168 or 70 pounds that's going to meet you will make any difference in your punching ability and boxing ability with a fast boy like BoBo Olson?
Well, Charlie Olson, being a natural light heavyweight, weighing 168, 170 pounds, has a bit of advantage in physical condition on me because I would have to come down from 196 to 175 pounds to meet him, which was therefore take some part of my strength away from me.
Well, then the most important thing in your life, then, is the fight with Marciano.
That's right, definitely with Marciano. You see, I don't understand how they expect me to do all these incredible things, such as fighting a heavyweight weighing nearly 200 pounds 1 month, and the next month turn around and fight a middleweight. What do they want me to do?
Well, the only thing they want you to do, Archie, is to see if you can make some money with the both fights. Now, in regard to Marciano, we know we've been chasing Marciano now for the last 2 years.
That's right.
And at last, I think you have him cornered.
We've got him cornered, but he's hiding right behind Al Wild's little coattail. And Al Wild said, well, what does Moorr want? Publicity, publicity. Sure, we want publicity, and we want to fight. And I want to fight Marciano more than anything. That's why I'm going through all this rigmarole fighting.
Now you see where Muhammad Ali got his gal.
Get a chance to fight for the
Gift the gab.
of the world.
Well, I know that
Archie
we were
Moorr.
trying to get Walcott in the ring with you when he was champion, Charles in the ring with you when he was champion, and we had the same trouble getting the light heavyweight into the ring with you for the last 7 or 8 years, and at last we got Maxim. I'm positive now with your win over Valdez in Las Vegas will make sure that you will be the next one to fight for the heavyweight championship.
February 26, 1954. World Middleweight Champion BoBo Olson defeats World Welterweight Champion Kid Gavilan. Majority decision. Chicago, Illinois, 15 rounds. The referee was Bernie Wiseman. Keeps an eye on the kid because his right eye was skirting blood across the ring. In front of 18,562 spectators. They were shouting and screaming as the kid would throw triple left hooks and uppercuts from both body and head. Fierce punches thrown at BoBo Olson. But Kid Gavilan was a welterweight. BoBo Olson was a middleweight / light heavyweight. And that would make the difference. Joey Maxim was scheduled next for BoBo Olson. I'm sorry, Joey Giardello. I'm thinking of Joey Maxim. Joey Giardello was scheduled to face BoBo Olson next. But he would be convicted because he would beat up a gas station attendant because there was a conflict in the pricing of the gas. See, there was a time when the gas station attendant would pump the gas for you. You had a full service and you had a regular service. Full service is where the attendant would check your oil and he would wash your windows for you. He would pump your gas. Well, according to the reports, the gas station attendant heard Joey Giardello say $1. Joey Giardello said 50 cents. So they wanted Joey Giardello to pay the $1. And Joey Giardello would have had none of it. And that's why he moved to Philadelphia, because he kept getting into fights in New York. And that's the story there. So this is Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. All great fights and all great fighters will never be forgotten on my channel. 100 years of World Championship fights. See you in the next video.